This is Smokin' Dave, and you're listening to a man who once got in a fight with the Chicago Cubs mascot, Clark the Bear. It's the Kevin Friedman Show.
Hey now, it's Friday, June 8th, and another SportsGossip.com podcast is on the air. I'm your host, Kevin Friedman, along with my announcer, Smokin' Dave, and together we will bring you 10 of the hottest stories off the SportsGossip.com website. Dave, start us off with story number 1.
How did you get into a fight with your favorite team's mascot?
Well, I'll tell you how. First off, I hate mascots. The Cubs have never had one in their history. Then in 2014, they decided to create one, which I had no problem with. I get kids like mascots. So they create this guy, Clark the Bear. It's a big bear, wears a Cubs jersey, no pants, and a backwards hat. So it's opening day, 2014. I'm going to the game. I'm at the corner of Clark and Addison, crossing the street, and Clark the mascot walks right up to me. For some reason, thinks he could put his arms around me, and gives me a bear hug pretty much. Now, like I said, I hate mascots. I didn't ask for him to come over to me. And think about it. Those mascot costumes are disgusting. Guy walks around all day getting hugged by strangers. The outside of his suit is probably filled with 500 different people's sweat and germs. And I didn't want it on me. So right after he hugged me, I basically put my 2 hands in his chest and pushed him as hard as I could off me. So it wasn't much of a fight. But I guarantee Clark's not coming near me anytime soon. Dave, you ever had any confrontations with a mascot?
I once took part in a gangbang with the San Diego Chicken.
Well, knowing you, Dave, that doesn't shock me. Now give us that first story.
Hollywood insiders say LeBron to the Lakers is going to happen.
Well, according to some supposed Lakers insider named Pete Zayas, 4 sources in the entertainment industry have told him that LeBron is definitely going to LA after Cleveland loses in the NBA Finals, which they're currently down 3-0. Now, if you ask me, this sounds like fake news. First off, this guy Pete Zayas has 0 credentials other than his Twitter handle and his YouTube page. Not to mention, the last time Hollywood had inside breaking sports news, Rob Lowe was telling us Peyton Manning was retiring in 2012. He went on to play 4 more amazing seasons and win a Super Bowl. So I don't take much stock in this story, but if LeBron does go to LA and they say he's taking Paul George with him if he comes, you add LeBron and Paul George to this current Laker team, and I still say they're not even close to as good as Golden State. I've said it about 10 times on this podcast. If LeBron's smart, he's taking DeMarcus Cousins and going to Oklahoma City to join Westbrook. Now, don't ask me how the salary cap's going to work, but I'm sure there's a way to make it work. I'm guessing if you ask Westbrook if he'll take a small pay cut to get LeBron and DeMarcus Cousins, or another top all-star, if it's not Cousins, he'll happily take a pay cut to have a chance at getting back at Kevin Durant. And in my opinion, Oklahoma City is a favorite in the Western Conference Finals with that lineup versus Golden State. But if this rumor is somehow true and he does go to the Lakers, LeBron's making a terrible decision if he wants to continue to win titles. Now hopefully LeBron won't make us wait too long. Game 4 is tonight, and I'm expecting a sweep. So Cleveland, get ready to say goodbye to LeBron, and let's hope he can make a smart decision when it comes to which team he's going to play with next season. Dave, what's next?
Cavs fan talks trash to KD, but backs up when KD gets in his face.
So Durant stepped up big in Game 3, scoring 43 points on 15 of 23 shooting and 6 of 9 from the 3-point line. He also added 13 rebounds and 7 assists. And you can add that dagger 3 he hit with 50 seconds left to pretty much put the game away. And anybody who watched that game could see that Cleveland's game plan was to shut down Steph Curry. Not only did Cleveland defend the 3-point line all game and leave the lane wide open, if you noticed on offense, Cleveland would attack Curry. Whoever he was guarding was making him work, was posting him up. They were making him switch to the ball all the time, and they were tiring him out. And it worked because he was 1 of 10 from the 3-point line. So Golden State needed Durant to step up, and he stepped up huge. Had one of the best offensive games in NBA Finals history. And it just goes to show how dumb this Cleveland fan was for walking up to him after the game and telling him he sucks. I mean, you could come up with something better, guy. A true fan would have respected the performance he just put on and said congrats no matter what team he was rooting for. But this genius comes up with you suck. You can go to sportsgossip.com to watch this video yourself. Durant goes and confronts the guy who tells him he sucks. And of course, the guy has nothing to say back to him because he's scared. Now, this wasn't Durant's only confrontation of the night. Here's my 96-year-old chain-smoking announcer Dave to tell us about the next one.
Kevin Durant had to be held back after a heckler called him a cheese butt.
So Durant's walking into the hotel lobby. There's a bunch of fans outside heckling him there. They're yelling out things like, "You suck," "Where LeBron at?" And one guy called him a cheese butt. I mean, not only are they heckling the guy who just dominated them, they're doing it poorly. I mean, cheese butt? Where LeBron at? I'll tell you where he is. He's home crying because he's on a team that stinks. Durant's probably having a celebration later that night in his hotel room. You can go to sportsgossip.com to watch the video of these hecklers going after Durant. And just like that heckler in Game 2, these guys are all just a bunch of wimps. Oh, speaking of which, I see we have the towel thief on the line again. In case you don't remember, this is the guy who stole the towel off Durant's neck after Game 2 and then ran away like a wimp. Towel thief, go ahead.
Yeah, it's me again, and like I said last time, I ain't scared of no Kevin Durant. As a matter of fact, that fan in Cleveland you were talking about is my uncle, and he's not scared of no Kevin Durant either. And as a matter of double fact, those guys outside the hotel in Cleveland were my cousins, and they ain't scared of no Kevin Durant either.
Oh yeah, well we kind of anticipated you were going to call in, and guess what? On the line, it's Kevin Durant.
Oh shit, I got a masticholi in the oven. I gotta go. Talk to you later.
Towel thief, his uncle, and his cousin, all a bunch of wimps. Dave, what's next?
Golden Knights fan is probably a little nervous after getting a Stanley Cup champs tattoo.
This guy's name is Austin Spencer, and he has nothing to be nervous about anymore, as his Vegas Golden Knights fell to the Washington Capitals 4-3 in Game 5. The Caps are now Stanley Cup champions for the first time in their 44-year history. Congrats to them. The Conn Smythe Trophy went to Alex Ovechkin, and there is one happy Russian dining emporium owner on the line who wants to talk about it. Ivan Babushka. Ivan, congratulations.
Milosh, Kevin, you said on your last show that I mushed the greatest Russian since Yakov Smirnov, Alex Ovechkin, but no mush. He is Stanley Cup champion, and it is excellent.
I'll admit it, you overcame the mush. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Excellent question. For the next 48 hours, if you come to Ivan Babushka's Dining Emporium and you are wearing Alex Ovechkin jersey, you get half off on your Vatruska.
Sounds like a deal to me. Again, Ivan, congratulations, and thanks for the call. As far as Austin Spencer, the Golden Knights fan with the tattoo, you can check it out at sportsgossip.com, and I'm sure he'll be visiting his nearest tattoo removal specialist very soon. Dave, what's next?
Nationals ace Max Scherzer threw an immaculate inning.
Tuesday night at home versus Tampa Bay, Scherzer went 8 innings, giving up 2 runs and striking out 13 to get the win. One of those innings was an immaculate inning, where he struck out all 3 batters on 9 pitches. On the season, Scherzer is 10-1 with a 1.95 ERA. In 87 innings, he has 133 strikeouts and just 19 walks. Those are all-time Hall of Fame numbers, and Scherzer is easily the most dominant pitcher in baseball in the past few years, and that's over Clayton Kershaw.
I've never heard of an immaculate inning before. I think I need to contact a lawyer.
You know what, Dave? I kind of agree with you. For the past 3 months, you've been talking about your immaculate butt cheeks, and then all of a sudden we hear about the immaculate inning? I think you might have a case. And that's 5 stories down. We got 5 to go. But we got to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Well, hey there, this is Antonio Finkelstein of the world-famous Antonio Finkelstein's prostitution app, and I'm here to tell you that with Father's Day coming up, there is no present a father wants more than a hooker. And we here at Finkelstein's prostitution app have all kinds of the best hookers for your dad to choose from. So give my app a look-see. I guarantee satisfaction. You can find us in the App Store.
And we're back. Dave, give us the next story.
Conor McGregor reveals he agreed to fight at UFC 224.
McGregor went on Twitter to brag about being number 4 on the Forbes list of highest paid athletes in 2017. He went on to claim that he would have been higher because he planned to fight in UFC 224 on May 12th in Rio before his incident at UFC 223 where he attacked a bus. Now, I'll be honest, I'm getting pretty sick of hearing about Conor McGregor. The next article I'd like to hear about him is that he has a fight set up with that Nurmagomedov guy that he hates. And if he wins that, I'd love to see him take on Michael Venom Page. Now, I'm not really an MMA guy, so I don't know about all the classes and the divisions and the different leagues. I'm pretty sure they're in different leagues. But I guarantee Michael Venom Page would whoop Conor McGregor. And I'd love to see that fight. And I'm sure there's a ton of others that would love to see it also. So if Dana White was smart, he'd get on the phone with Venom Page and get him in his league, if he's not there already. And I saw him fight in the Bellator. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a part of the UFC or whatever. I guess I could research it, but I really don't care. So hopefully the next thing I hear about Conor McGregor is that he has a fight set up, because until then, I'm not interested. Dave, what's next? Actually, Dave, I see we have a caller on the line, and he wants to talk to you. It's attorney at law, Richard P. Wang. Richard, you there?
Hi, yes, this is Richard P. Wang, attorney at law.
Richard P. Wang? You mind if I call you Dick Wang?
Ha ha ha, Kevin, like I haven't heard that a million times before.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Now can we please talk business? Dave, I think you have a great case for this immaculate butt cheeks, immaculate innings thing. I would love to represent you.
Hey, well, slow down there a second, Wang. What makes you think we want to hire you as our lawyer?
Well, I happen to be known as an attorney to the stars.
Oh yeah? Who have you represented?
My client list is really impressive. I've represented Robert Downey Jr., Wesley Snipes, Tim Allen, Phil Spector, and Martha Stewart.
All 5 of those people went to jail. There's no way we're letting you represent us.
Hey, I'm Richard P. Wang, attorney at law. I'll put my reputation up against anybody's.
Yeah, sorry, well, we're gonna pass. But before you go, what's the P stand for?
What do you think? Penis.
I had a feeling he was gonna say that. Well, Richard P. Wang, thanks for the call, but I think we're gonna find a different attorney. Dave, what's next?
Chicago Bears used J.R. Smith clock mistake as teaching tool.
Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky said the Bears spent part of their minicamp as a team watching the J.R. Smith mistake from Game 1 to, quote, learn from the situation. If you ask me, this sounds like a big waste of time. I mean, what's to learn? Know the score and the situation of the game? That's common sense. Now, if you're not aware, I'm a huge Bears fan, but I don't have tons of optimism for this team. All I read about day after day is how great Mitch Trubisky's going to be and how smart of a coach Matt Nagy is. As far as I saw, Trubisky was okay as a rookie, but he's done nothing to prove to me that he's going to be good. I've definitely got a wait-and-see attitude on Nagy. I don't have anything negative to say about him, but I don't have anything positive either. And as far as management, the Bears are run by morons. Their GM Ryan Pace has made tons of mistakes in his tenure with the Bears, and President Ted Phillips is a total moron. And while I'll agree the Bears have upgraded their talented wide receiver and defensively through the draft, I haven't seen one NFL expert that picks them over the Packers or the Vikings. And I see a lot of experts picking the Lions over them. So how great of a team can they be? I'll tell you one way they could get better fast, and that's sign Des Bryant, who's sitting out there as a free agent at 29 years old, healthy, and with a chip on his shoulder. The Bears could probably get him for a discount, yet based on the way this organization thinks, I highly doubt it'll ever happen. And that's my Chicago Bears rant. You can expect one of those every couple episodes. Dave, what's next?
Red Panda fell during her halftime performance at Game 3.
Yes, the halftime legend known as the Red Panda, who rides around the court on her big unicycle flipping bulls, fell during her Game 3 performance at halftime. Now, she occasionally drops some bulls every now and then, but she's never fell off her unicycle before. Her real name is Rong Nui, or Niu, N-I-U is how you spell it, and publicly she will not admit her age, although she says she's in her 40s, which probably means she's in her late 50s. Anyways, let's hope the red panda can keep it up in the future and stay on her unicycle, because I will admit, she puts on an entertaining show.
I went on a date with the red panda once.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Let's just say she gives great bull.
I do not want to know what that means. What's next?
Julian Edelman facing PED suspension.
According to Adam Schefter and Field Yates, the 32-year-old Patriots wide receiver plans to appeal his 4-game suspension for PEDs. Edelman tore his ACL in preseason last year, and supposedly he used the PEDs to help with his recovery. If you ask me, he should just accept his suspension, get it over with, because let's face it, the Patriots only need him in the playoffs. They've won the AFC East 9 times in a row in 14 out of the last 15 years. Buffalo hasn't gotten any better, Miami hasn't gotten any better, and the Jets are probably starting a rookie quarterback. So as long as Edelman's healthy for the playoffs, I doubt anybody in New England even cares about this. Dave, give us that final story.
A horse named Bofa D's Nuts wins at Oklahoma City Race Park.
You can go to sportsgossip.com to watch the video of Bofa D's Nuts winning his race and the announcer calling it out like a professional. Doesn't stutter at all. Bofa D's Nuts 4 to win. Dave, why do you look so angry over there?
I think those horse owners stole my name. My cat's name is Lickadee's Nuts.
Why would you name your cat Lickadee's Nuts?
What do you mean? There's nothing better than coming home after a long day's work, stripping off your clothes, putting some catnip on your balls, laying down on your bed, and letting Lickadee's Nuts go to town.
If that's not animal cruelty, I don't know what is.
What do you mean? Lickadee's Nuts loves that.
We better wrap up the show before PETA shows up and arrests you. That's it for another SportsGossip.com podcast. I want to thank my announcers, Smokin' Dave. Thanks for everyone who called in. And most importantly, thank you for listening. As always, for these stories and much, much more, you can visit our website at SportsGossip.com. Our next podcast is Tuesday. And until then, we'll see you next time.